Hello there, everyone. It's Kathy with Paper Phenomenon. We're going to start matting the inside cover area here and page number 1. Page number 1. And I realized I started chopping paper up and I jacked up my recording. So I took, let me just show you very quickly, this piece of paper right here. And I cut it down to size and to size again. So this is where I got this piece from. Okay. And this is what I have left over, right? This piece over here and this piece over here. So that's what I have left over from that. Put that back over there. Then I took the one with the Walkman on it, this one, and I cut this one here to get this piece here and some more pieces. All right, so I'm going to start, I think, up here. So you want to mat on the inside of a pocket at about no more than a 1/2 inch to the inside of the pocket. Okay, see that? How great that looks? And we can use another paper if we want to. I do like the question mark. I like it a lot. So the question is, I think I'm going to put it up here. Yes, I'm going to use this paper for the whole row. I think it looks great. Yeah, why not? For the entire row. I like it. All right, so question mark. And then this one up here or this one here. Get over there. And then this one right here. Nice. I like that. So cute. All right, that looks great. Then for this side, this is, remember, longer than the 8 inches. So it's not like we can cut a strip of paper and be done with that, right? We cannot. So I'm thinking I want my ghosts going in all sorts of different directions. And like I have 2 of these papers, I can absolutely do that. So, no, I'm going to chop them off. So I'll leave that for something else. So let me just grab this paper right here. That one, or do we want to make it super pink? Is the question, my friends. Well, maybe we can do this one and bring that all in, or put that over there. I like to keep my short pieces on one side and then others on, you know, you get the idea. All right, so I think I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to pink it all out, guys. Let me see. Because I don't have a problem cutting paper and then realizing that that's not what I want and redoing it. All right, so let me cut this. I'm going to do strips. I'm going to need 2 strips. So similar to what we did with the cover, right? We can do like this. Oh, this one's a little shorter. My bad. I will cut another. So this one will be under just a hair. So similar to that. And then we can put smaller pieces here or cut it in half. Then I'm going to do, I don't like measuring when I don't have an exact placement, but I think I can see this. So let's try it. Meaning when the paper is not glued down exactly. It's kind of hard to do that. At least, uh-oh, my piece fell on the floor. think you all know by now how much I love this trimmer. I'm using the Tim Holtz trimmer, and it is fantastic. I love it. I feel like I have found my forever trimmer. Is there such a thing, guys? I went too quickly on that. All right, let's do it one more time. One more time, cat. Don't screw up. All right, here we go. My Tim Holtz trimmer is my forever trimmer. Okay. It's still a little shorter, but I can live with that. I think I can. This is the one that's actually off. So I'll do this. And then I'm thinking I am going to take off another little bit. And then I'm thinking of doing this. Boom and boom with an eyelet on the side, which I think would be adorable. All right, I know it looks kind of crazy, but I can see the magic happening, people. I can see it. So I'm just going to take off a hair from here so I can have a little bit of space, and a little piece from here so I can have a little bit more space that I need. I'm going to ink, and then I'm going to glue all of this down, and we're going to see magic. What I like to call magic, my friends. All right. So I am ready, guys. Ready. So there seems to be quite a bit of pink in there, but we're going to break that up. Remember, photo mats are key. Photos break up a ton of you know, a lot of the same happening in terms of this hot pink, but I love the hot pink. I do love it a lot. So just a little bit of ink just to cover up the white core of the paper. Let me know what you guys think about this 80s collection. I am just in love with it. I will be putting photos into this project, so stay tuned for that. So that's going to be fun for you guys to see with photos. I'm going to print those out. So I'm going to print on my Canon Selphy. I think I have the 1200, so I'll print on that. And then I have a smaller printer that I will also use, but I don't print those until I know that I'm going to need a smaller photo, if that makes sense. Okay, so this side I'm going to do photos. All right, so some ink. Super cute. All right, let's do it. Okay, I'm excited to use my tape as well, especially on these pages because I don't want it to become too stiff. When I'm matting inside of a pocket, I don't put glue on the bottom. I'm always afraid that I'm going to seal my pocket, and I don't want to do that. So I only do glue on 3 sides when matting to the inside of a pocket. I don't know about you guys, but that is what I do. And then here, glue on 3 sides. Let me do that. I like to make sure everything's nice and even. And now this, glue around the perimeter. I do glue around the perimeter because I'm afraid that too much glue, I'm not afraid, too much glue will make my page stiff, and I don't want that. I don't like when my pages are too stiff. And I prefer tape, double-sided tape. However, for the purposes of this video, to go faster, I've been using glue. And I've also been using glue for the assembly of my pages because one is faster for the videos, and two, I haven't been able to get things on straight on my first try the way that I normally do. So I don't know what is going on with me, but I will be going back to my tape, especially for folios. I find that it gives the folio a nicer feel with the tape. Okay. So you'll see that I'll switch over. All right, now I need my circles. And these circles are just for showing. These are not for a closure, for purposes of a closure. They're just to give me some little excitement here on the corner. All right, so let me do my, punch my holes. And I have to make a pencil mark because I can't seem to get anything in the center without a pencil mark, and even with a pencil mark. Even with a pencil mark. So here we go. But this, you know, not everything's going to be perfect. So you have to be happy with what you want to hope for perfect. And if it doesn't come out perfect, I promise nobody will notice. And it still looks good. It still looks good. All right, another one. Let's get that one done. All right, that will go there. Close my ink. And now we're going to put that one there and this one right there. And look at how cute that looks. Just those little touches make such a difference. It's unbelievable. And I like to put quite a bit of a mound of glue so that it actually sticks, because it's lifted a little bit because of the eyelet. So you're just going to drop it on there, right? And don't press down too much. You're just going to kind of drop it on there and then let it dry. All right. So I don't think I put enough glue on this one. So let me just lift that a little bit. Tape may just be the ticket for this one, but I already started with the glue, so I am committed right now. All right, look at how adorable that looks. Really, really cute. I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes and then we'll tackle the right-hand side. Hey there, guys. So I just want to explain what's going to happen during this matting process. You're going to see me do all of this, get everything together, tape it up or glue, and I will come on here and talk for things that are not repetitive. If there's something that I think you guys really need to know, I will absolutely do that. You will see me switch between glue and tape. When I use glue, it's because I do not care about anything becoming too stiff. If I want something to not be too stiff, I will use tape. All right, and you'll see that's why I switch between glue and tape. Also, for recording purposes, when I'm talking, like assembling, it's so much faster to do it with the glue than for you all to watch me tape everything up. So another thing I want to talk about is printing my photos. You will see me use photos in this album, perhaps not the entire album because I don't have that many photos, but I want to show you what I use to print my photos. I use a Canon. This is the, let me unplug it. Well, I don't want to unplug it because I didn't shut it off properly. I don't like to do that. So it's a Canon Selphy CP1200. This is what I use to print my photos. The 4x6 photos and any teeny tiny collage style photos. That's what I use. If you see a photo that is 2x3 and adhesive back, I use the Canon Ivy for that. And you can absolutely tell the difference which is which. So this is what the photos look like when you print them on the Canon Selphy. You get a top and a bottom white border, and there's a perforation here. So this, when you cut it, it's not a true 4x6. It is a 5 and 5/8 of an inch by 4. It doesn't print a true 4x6, but it does print your entire picture. It'll squeeze it down a little bit to print the entire thing. All right, so if you go from perforation to perforation, it is 5 7/8 of an inch, but I go under that. So it's just shy of 1/8 of an inch for a true 4x6 photo. But again, I just cut right above the perforated lines, which is why I have 5 and 5/8 of an inch. All right, so you'll see me using these photos throughout, and I absolutely adore cutting pictures like this. So you'll probably see this a lot. It all depends how it works back with my paper. All right, so you're going to see me go through all of these motions here on how I got to this look. And when it's time to stick things down, if I am playing music or just if it's silent, it's because there's nothing for me to say. It's pretty cut and dry, right? If there's something important that I need you to know, I will come back on and talk about it while I'm sticking things down. All right? right, so I taped all of my pieces up except for teeny tiny pieces, because for this I can use glue. It's not a big deal to use glue for something like that. So let's start assembling all of this, and you saw how I came to this particular look. I recorded the entire process. I also auditioned this photo, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it just yet on the very first page. I haven't decided. Just a little background on these photos. I went to an 80s party. It was a friend of mine, her husband's birthday party, and the theme was 80s. And that's actually what inspired me to do an 80s paper collection, was the theme of David's party. Well, actually, it was a double party. It was David's birthday. Where's David? I feel like you guys need to know who David is. Okay, so this is David. It was his birthday party. These are all the guys, the husbands. And also, it was Likey's party as well. So we celebrated 2 birthdays with the 80s theme. And this is the hostess of the party. Where are you? This is Louise. That's David's wife. All right, so now you know, and I'll give you some more background as we go along. All right, so there's some fun pictures here. And I figured this, how perfect, right? Paper collection, photos, fabulous project. It doesn't get any better than this. So a little bit of glue here for this strip. And I could have cut the paper all the way down, but I like to be honest, that was a boo-boo. I went just a 1/4 of an inch shorter. So it gave me an opportunity to add another paper, and you know what, it worked out beautiful because I love it. Love, love, love. So this little piece here is from the inside, but like it shows, when I close this, I like for everything to look good. So I make sure that whatever is showing is part of the closed look, right? Otherwise, you know, no good, my friends, no good. So getting this inside the pocket still, even though I'm using using tape, you really don't see, I don't put any adhesive on that bottom area there for, again, it's just, I'm used to it. One, the tape will not ooze, so you can absolutely put tape along the bottom, but why if you really don't need it, guys? So when I use glue, I don't put it along the bottom here because I'm afraid it's going to ooze into the pocket. But for the tape, if you don't like that, you can absolutely use another strip of tape, but I just don't find it necessary. You know, I really don't. I can't decide if I want this one here or here. I think I'm going to do it down here. And taping that up right there. Nice and even. Beautiful. Okay, and here. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love the spacing. Always great to have spacing. All right, so this is what this looks like. I think it's fantastic. I'm gonna start playing around with photos, and you'll see me do that. All right, and then we'll work on the inside. It's always a fun challenge to me to see how many photos I can fit onto one page. So I'm going to show you the whole process, and we're going to get right into it. right, so let me give you a little background on this and an update on a few things that I did differently. So because this picture is a little bit awkward, but I wanted to get the emotion here, guys, of when women are taking a picture. I don't know if guys are like this, but women. So we asked Broderick. Broderick is notorious for photobombing, okay? So we asked Broderick to, I think this, oh yeah, to do vertical, to go vertical. So he had it vertical, and just to mess with us, he switched the phone to landscape or horizontal version. And we all, for the exception of Jen over here, were like, no! And there's the reactions on our faces. And then this is us when he did it the right way. So I wanted to capture that, but because this picture was so awkward, you know, I had to make this work. Like a part of Jen R's face was cut off, a part of Likey's face was cut off. So, you know, I made it work. So I did some stitching here. I added some paper underneath. This is purple on the camera. It's looking like this pink, but it's not. This is the hot pink here and the purple over here. And this is how I'm going to arrange to arrange everything. When I have something like this and I want it to be perfect, exactly like this, I take a picture of it because I tend to forget my placement. So I'll take a picture of it so I can see exactly where these are hitting in case I forget, you know, if I walk away from this and, you know, I walk away from it and it's like this. I forget things all the time. So, you know, I take a picture of it so I don't forget. All right, so here we go, my friends. So I want this to be nice and stiff, so I'm using glue. Putting these two together, and you may be like, Kathy, why are you doing that? You're not going to see the back. Because the back is useless to me because it's going the other way, right? But I like to kind of beef up my embellishments a little bit. In some cases, not all, some cases, not every case. So I'll do something like that. You know, I can't use it, so I am going to put it to good use. And then ink this up a little bit. Get over here. My sponge is already, I feel like these sponges don't last anymore. I feel like they used to last more back in the day, and they're just not the same anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this, something like this. Oh, I have this star here also. See, I won't back the star because I can use the other side of the star. I can totally use it, so I'm not going to mess it up, right? I'm not going to waste it, not mess it up, waste it. All right, so I'm going to tape this down. Here is some thread that I prefer not to have. Okay. So again, I really don't want this to be too thick. See, I can't remember how high up I was. So see, I left some room there. See that right there? So I know now I was going to go like this. But I wasn't sure, but the photo tells me. So I love to take a photo of things when I need to remember something. So part of the reason why my phone is 9 times out of 10 on my desk, because I refer back to it. So I did it nice and straight, a little bit of space from the top, and I am going to do a little bit of glue here because I'm not going to do the center, just in case if I want to pop something behind there. All right, I could put a tag or something behind there if, you know, I want to do so at a later time. I can do that. All right, there's that. And then my photo is coming off of here, off of the edge, and just a little bit of glue to tack things down like so. And I can see it's coming right off this edge. Boom, right there, and over this away. And why am I so adamant about that? Because I really like the placement of it. And then this goes right there. So this is going to go under a glue here. So I'm going to put it behind. Careful not to get my black photo mat there. Coming off the pink and the purple a little bit. Lining that up. Beautiful. So right here is like, yo, it's right here. Yo, it's perfect. It's so perfect. And then the trippin', why you trippin', will go right here. And I think it's perfect. A little lower. And it's just so good, guys. So, so, so good. Got covering that up right there. So it just looks great, guys. I'm so happy with this. Love, love, love how it has turned out. Oh boy, did I lose my star? I did not. Okay, good. Let me ink this star. And I'm going to stick it behind just to give it a little more dimension. And of course, I will refer back to my photo because I took it for a reason. And check it out, my friends. There it is. And I can stick, and this is just for showing, I'm not doing this right now, but if I wanted to put a tag back there, something colorful with some string, I absolutely can, and it's going to be adorable, and yet another spot for interaction. So I'm going to stop this video right here because this one is pretty long, and I'm trying not to be, I'm trying for these videos to stay short, as short as I possibly can. But I love it. It turned out fabulous. There are the ladies. This is Likey. This is me, Jen P, Jen R. And we had a fit when Broderick flipped the camera, but he did it to mess with us. And there we are with our beautiful smiles. These are a great group of ladies, and I love them so much. All right, friends. I'll see you in the next video.